I remember stuff like that happening before. I was like, I had to tell them specifically like what I was missing, and I was like, hey, I'm missing this piece of my cable stuff, and it was like, have you tried turning it off and on again? And I was like, bitch, I don't have anything to even turn off and on again.
He's not here.
I'm like, what do you want me to turn off and on again? It was like, sir, could you please try turning it off and on again? I was like, I don't have the product. And it was like, oh.
No off switch for me.
And she was like, oh, well, give me a moment. I'm going to send a signal. And I was like, to what?
To what?
So yeah, you do that.
I was like, sure, yeah, send a signal. She was like, sir, I have to go through this. I was like, okay. I was like, sure, send out a signal. And so she sends out a signal. She was like, give me a moment. 3 minutes later. So it seems as if we're not getting anything back here. I was like, no shit.
At least
So,
yeah, I know this is dumb, but I have to go through this.
which I get. If she had just led with that, is hey, I have to do all these stupid steps before I can actually do anything else. But the way that she was saying it just made it seem like, oh hey, I'm just doing this. And then finally at the end, I was like, yeah, you're not gonna get a signal because I have no box. And it was like, well, now that we know that, and I was like, we knew that from the get-go. I was like, I'm getting fed up here. I was literally about to do something which I always said I was never gonna do, which was switch to Verizon.
Now, this is literally who did this to us.
Hey, Verizon didn't do this to you.
That's true.
Just assholes who use Verizon did this to you.
Right? Ripping the whole crap off the wall.
At least they didn't yank the wires out of the wall too.
Oh my god!
I've seen people do that. I've seen people do that where they
If it were shown, they probably tried.
I hear a sound.
You will always hear a sound from here on out.
Oh, I know, right? This is no longer visiting time. This is forever time.
Oh, that's too cheesy.
Okay, moving on.
Best line.
Hey!
Oh, shit.
Brian.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Let's put this chair together. No, I'm kidding.
What, you mean the one that sets on top of the other piece? No, so you're not talking about that wicker chair that sets inside of itself, do you?
I'm sitting in it right now. That's not what I'm talking about.
Okay. Did you buy a chair that? Did you buy an IKEA chair that you can't put together?
It's a chair for his back, and it's fancy.
You know what?
Okay. Okay. Here's a good question. Has it ever been put together before?
Not yet. No.
Okay. Just trying to make sure. I was like, because I know a lot of people was like, oh hey, it was like, yeah, it was like I had this chair, I took it apart, and now I don't know how to put it back together.
No. It's a big chair though.
Does it have instructions?
Yeah, we're going through the instructions now.
This is some turn on and off again bull crap right now.
I'm moving on.
Did you turn the chair on and off again?
I have discovered that if I'm watching something sad and I'm crying, if I want to be showered in puppy kisses, all I have to do is howl, and my puppies will both come running and kiss me all over my face.
Aww.
Huh, you don't command them to love you? I guess I've been doing it wrong all these years. I'm like, I feel miserable. Love me, damn it.
Dog, I require affection.
Do the thing.
It also works for corralling them into my bedroom. I can howl and they'll come running to the bedroom.
I think the Sierra method was to shake a bag of treats.
That's about right.
You don't love me, you love the treats. Oh, but I know that you give me the treats.
I'm like, so I didn't really have to convince Titan. I didn't really have to convince Titan to do anything because I was like, okay, I'm going to the bathroom. Hey, I'm going too. No, you're not. Knocks over the door. Yes, I am.
He's not like, I must protect you all the time.
All the time. Like I got into bed and he tried to get into bed, so I was like, no. And he just kind of gave me that look like, well, where am I supposed to sleep? I was like, there's a pile of blankets over in the corner. You go sleep on that. And he just kind of gave me this look and just sat down, walked around in a circle, sat down, looked at me like, do I really have to sleep here?
Well, it sounds like Titan.
Who is the static?
Is
Ryan, according to the indicator.
Oh, it's
Goody.
Titan trying to sabotage stuff.
Titan has been returned home. It is a little less lively around here now. And I now know that I must get my son a dog, and I need to have a talk with my landlord.
Okay. Has he been really enjoying having Titan around?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Alexander always wanted a dog anyway. And
As someone who has had dogs, if you are anticipating still attempting to buy a house, wait till after the house is bought before you get. Because you do
Wow,
not
that's
move.
a revolution.
You do not want to move with the dog.
Pardon me. As someone who's moved many decades with dogs, you just gotta be experienced. You gotta grow those points.
Yeah, but if you have the choice to get the dog after you move,
Oh, for sure. That is a 10 out of 10 reason. But he can also come borrow Kaiba because now I just call him Uncle Brian to my dogs.
well,
I would love to get
have to
Kaiba.
get in line. Asuka's already got next Brian trip, so.
So I have no problem with watching Kaiba because apparently what you say was like I think he was just owned by black people beforehand.
Kaiba's a good boy.
Kaiba is like so oh my god, he is so huge and I love it.
And
Probably
Wait,
must have
I'm getting them confused again. I'm getting them confused again.
Kaiba is the German Shepherd and
Yeah.
I'm gonna say and Derp Face is Koa.
a rough collie.
Koa. Yeah. Koa
Yeah,
is my favorite. Koa is the goodest boy.
Koa is of the famous Derp breed.
Kaiba's a
I
little
remember-
sneaky.
I remember I first met Koa, and Koa was like, oh, I first met Koa and it's like had the most stoic face. I was like, this isn't Koa, what'd you do with it?
Although Koa sheds a lot. That was a solid 5 minutes of cleaning when I had to turn that car around.
I love dogs like that. Mainly because I actually enjoy grooming. So
Oh, I enjoy grooming. But Sam and Koa rode in the truck with me to go to Starbucks. Koa shed a lot.
yes, it's the reason why I never let dogs that shed or dogs that have undercoats. I never let them ride in the car without putting down like a blanket or a tarp or something.
I'm pretty sure my babies are gonna shed a lot too when they're bigger. Yes, you are. And then Daddy's not gonna be as willing to take you in the car. Because Daddy will have to clean it up afterwards.
Just get an SUV with a trunk. I mean, so just get an
Yeah,
SUV.
because I feel like me. I put my dogs in the back.
Yeah, but I still have to clean it up afterwards.
Well, like
It
the
don't matter.
backpack.
It
You
don't
gotta get,
matter
like-
where I put them. They're in rental vehicles that I'm going to have to put on the road for rent at a later point.
Ooh.
So that people get mad if there's dog hair all over the front, back, anywhere in the car. So I have to clean it all up before I rent it.
Just give the dog hair cars to people who are smokers. Problem solved.
Normally, I make my team clean it up. I don't clean my own cars.
Okay. Adrena. Dog hair. There we go. Yeah. Cool. So where did we leave off?
You guys had dealt with the pirates and were exploring the ship.
Yes.
Exploring the ship, two of you found out that they'd been carrying a prisoner. And,
Who was the prisoner?
if you log into the Roll20, she's still in the chat box.
I'll be there in a second. As soon as my iPad decides to catch up to us. And as soon as I still have to put a reply for Sierra.
So yeah, that's where we left it.
Unsupported browser. You are using a web browser that isn't fully supported. For a more optimal experience, we support. That's the first time that's popped up.
Oh, are they trying to throw you into S mode?
No, they're trying to make me not use Safari.
Well, to be fair, they're saving you.
Yeah, Safari is still for some reason my default browser. I don't get why I haven't made it Chrome on my iPad. Mainly because I don't really actually like how Chrome works in the iPad. But
Well, because most people must say apples aren't for browsing.
say apples aren't for browsing.
Nope.
No. I say Macs are not for browsing, Macs are for work.
That's fair, because technically I bought this for work. I bought this for flight school. I'm gonna have to probably get another one before I go back to flying. What the fuck? Is there a way to close out of it? Or did you guys release the iPad thing?
As far as I know, they haven't released the iPad friendly thing yet.
Then why are you bothering telling me that both Chrome and Safari are unsupported on the iPad?
Maybe it's the iPad that's not supported.
I hate to say this, but you might have to download Opera.
Ah!
Oh, I'm gonna go download Netscape.
Oh shit. You're gonna go look for Roll20 on Ask Jeeves while you're at it? Somebody told me that got assimilated. Yeah, I need to
Ask
see.
Jeeves became Ask.com, I think.
Yeah, it became Ask.com. God damn it.
That means I might actually have to go get the computer out from wherever the computer is hidden.
I presume it's hidden wherever you put it.
It's probably under that large stack of stuff. Mm.
Okay.
Are we still here? Oh, everyone just went on mute. Okay.
Well, not everyone, but yeah, most of them are on mute.
Well, I was told I was told I had static, so I muted.
Yeah, I just didn't say much because, well, I'm not with the little girl exactly right now.
I'd say technically Greg was the one we ended with because he's the one who opened the door.
Oh, okay. I didn't know we were picking up right there at that moment. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's see this small little being. No. Excuse me, are you all right? And just as a small reminder, I do have tongues going on, just in case.
You do?
Yeah.
No,
cast
me confirming that you do.
Yes.
That was not a question.
Oh, right. Yep. I have tongues, and I will ask the being if they're all right.
She's looking at you a little hesitantly, especially considering, as I recall, you're still covered in the remnants of the captain.
Probably yes.
Is that a little girl with horns like
Yep.
what's her face has?
Yep.
Interesting.
Okay. Now, I do see there was a persuasion roll here, so she's not outright panicking. She looks you up and down, but I guess.
All right. Do you mind well, actually, quick question. Did we find a key for any kind of lock or anything like that?
You did not.
It's probably on that guy who sank to the bottom of the ocean.
That would be a little strange. Do you happen to know where the key for your shackles is?
The big man with the eye patch had it.
Yeah, we had searched, and out of character, we had searched him, right?
No, yeah, because you guys, I remember David grabbing his coat, or what was left of it.
So Gant will be like, one moment, please, and like step out the door and kind of like motion for Farron to come closer. You still have that captain's coat on you? You mind going through it? We're trying to find a key.
Sure. I'll feel around.
Make me a perception or investigation.
Perceptigation.
Perceptigation. You find the what appears to be the remains of a key ring that might have had the key on it, but given its positioning inside the coat, you're pretty sure it was basically right on top of the grenades that went off.
Looks like the keys were destroyed in the explosion. I can try to pick it if you'd like.
You have a lockpick on? Yeah. You have a lockpick on you?
Let me check my equipment.
How come I don't have access to my own sheet?
I have no idea.
Yep, I do have thieves' tools.
You should have access
All
to
right.
it.
No. All right. One moment. I'll introduce you. So,
Yeah, for some reason you lost access to your sheet. I don't know why.
I still have access to Brian's sheet, Sarah's sheet, and my Falcon.
Weird.
Well, I've in theory fixed it.
There it is.
All right. Well, Gant will walk back into the room very calmly. I have a friend. We couldn't retrieve the keys, but we do. I do have a friend here who knows how to break locks. You mind if he comes in to try to get you out of there?
She looks hesitant, and nods slowly.
Gant will motion Farron to come in. Come on.
Okay, I will enter in a non-hostile fashion.
She's, kind of backed up against the bulkhead.
Yeah. Ooh, actually, wasn't there food out and about around in the galley area?
In the common area on the tables are plates where food had been. It looks like they had finished eating, since you guys came down here.
I ate that damn sandwich from the alternate timeline.
Yeah, so there's no food left?
Not really.
I'd like to pull out a portion of my rations.
Okay. You do that.
I will slowly go over and offer it to her. Since we don't share a language. Well, does she seem to recognize that what I have in my hand as something edible?
When you get close enough for her to be able to see it, yeah.
Okay. So what I'll do is I'll offer the food, and I will take out my my thin pokey tools, and I'm just going to point towards the manacle, and then at the tools in my hand, and then make a kind of fidgety gesture with it, with them, just kind of trying to mime out what I'm gonna.
She'll present her wrists as well as she can, because she's kind of chained to the wall. So.
Yeah, okay, I assume this will be a dexterity-based roll.
It will.
Okay, guys, watch Roll20, Roll20 me.
Now you say it will, but as Farron is working on the picking a lock, Gant will kind of kneel down to her height and also offer a water scan. Do you mind telling me your name?
The name enter screen pops up.
She'll look up at you and, kind of take the water skin. In addition to your Thieves' Tools check, David, I will also need a Constitution save.
Because I did not check it for traps. Okay, unlike Kodo, Constitution is not my bag.
And she, looks at you, like, quiet for a moment, like, Isura?
Was that, just to make sure, was it Sarah or Sura?
One second. Pronunciation key.
Okay, sir.
Okay, you rolled an 11. As you are fiddling with your lockpicks and, touching chains to, get them into the proper angle and everything, you feel a burning sensation on your hands, and your stomach rolls a little bit. You are feeling somewhat nauseous. However, you are able to pop the lock.
Just like I ate that black stuff.
Yeah. Well, sir, my name is Gaines. This is Farron.
And that also reminds me, Farron, when she responded, it sounded like she was speaking slightly accented common.
Cool.
Slightly accented what?
Common.
Huh.
Neat.
Also, you all right, Farron?
Yeah, one second. Okay, I'm going to use 5 points of my lay on hands to nullify a disease or poison. Because I presume this
the second you release the chains, the sensation goes away.
Oh, okay. I'm fine.
Good.
Must have been some old on the chains there. Probably wasn't tetanus.
So, sir, where do you come from?
Where do you go?
Who do you serve and who do you trust?
Looking over to the book again. Where is your sidebar? There you are. Come from out there, and she points out towards the ocean, or where the ocean would be if she had a window.
Is it still accented common to me?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a underwater settlement near here. That, lots of sea elves.
Yeah. Huh.
I'd like to
Well,
does she look like a sea elf?
She looks like what she looks like. There's slightly pointed ears, but not not like elvish.
Okay, I just wanted to confirm. Sorry, Greg.
Gant? Yeah, does that sound like a place Gant has heard of before?
You are free to make me a history check.
It's okay. Dice. Where are my dice? My key for my dice. In this house full of random shit. Really? Okay, this is the first time I've gotten a crit, but I don't think it really matters.
I'd say it doesn't really matter here, yeah.
Oh yeah, I know, but I'm like, not in combat, no, not where it could have been useful.
Okay.
Wait, you rolled 3 6s?
Yeah, I roll 3 6s.
Alrighty then.
Based on your impressive knowledge of the area, some of which feels a little deja vu-ish because you're not sure you've necessarily been in these waters before, but you feel familiar with them regardless. Your best guess is she's probably referring to a tribe known as the Manan, who inhabit various undersea settlements around the continent.
So, if I were to say the name Manon, does that mean anything to you?
Yeah, that's them.
All right. Well, currently we are I, Theron, and several other friends of ours are tasked with returning this ship, and we can certainly try making sure to get you back home.
So,
And he'll offer him this. Would you mind, man?
would she mind that? Is that what you said?
Basically, it's kind of just fancy talk of like, do you mind us helping you? Like, will you accept?
Well, you're automatically better than the other people, so... I guess.
Oh, alright. So if she'll let him, he'll help her like get to her feet and maybe find somewhere more comfortable to be at least for a little bit. I'll see to the girl. Farron, you spotted? You got anything else you want to do?
Like she'll get up, kick the chains away from her a little bit, make a face at them, and be ready to go.
Yeah, there's I still need to check the aft. Yeah, I agree. I think she could use some actual air.
Yeah. By the way, since you're more expert than I am, here's a shield with a weird symbol on it. Thought you might recognize it. It was a shield with some kind of... I'm not sure if it was religious or not, but he'll just hand it to Farron and like kind of escort Sura to like topside to get a little bit more fresh air and kind of get her bearings.
I'll look at the symbol.
Is it Sura will hesitate a moment too, looking at the shield as well. Is that, those are the lizard peoples. And then, follow Gant up.
Oh, look at her. She's leaving. Look back at the shield.
Remember, you guys did see lizard people, leaving the ship.
Yeah. I'm just a little surprised that she would be able to know such a thing locked up. That I suppose she would be locked up 24/7. Can I make a identifying roll myself just to confirm her assertion?
1 second. I guess history. Near as you can tell, it's probably some kind of clan or family emblem. Maybe a tribal crest.
Okay. If I had a map, could I try to discern, based on the symbol, a location associated with it?
On that, you need access to a map and possibly some text, a couple texts. But you know the type of book you need to find, but you don't know it off the top of your head in terms of.
Okay.
So if you had access to a even halfway remotely decent thing regarding the area, you'd be able to nail it. No problem.
Gotcha. Well, he's at least taking her up and stuff. I'm just gonna go to the aft part of the ship, which I don't think I was able to explore that.
You had not previously, no.
See, that minute would have been up.
Move you two up to the top of the deck. And you go to open that door. Which, in theory, we're wondering what you do. You might do this. Open the door, reveals a hallway.
Maybe we shouldn't have let them go so easily if they were holding a kid. I'll look around. Is it a general hallway?
From that position, back to the appropriate layers, so I can see the map more easily. There's a staircase. I think that's a staircase.
It kind of looks like
Yeah, there's a staircase there. That goes up, looks like it goes up or down. And you also see 3 doors. Not counting the one you came in through.
Okay, the northern door.
Okay. Opening the northern door. Yeah, that's right. Okay, opening the northern door. Reveals a sort of workshop-like area that looks like it would be used to maintain the ship and its tools.
Okay.
Various woodworking and metalworking tools. Small furnace off to the side. Workbench.
Anything like kid or halfling sized for scaling? Okay.
It just seems to be, basic, small, workshop type space.
Okay, maybe they just wanted to ransom her then. I'll try the, said there was 3 doors, there's one to the west?
There's one in front of you and one south of you, which would be your left.
Okay, I'll go to the westward one.
Okay, so I'll get this one. Opening this one reveals what looks like the surgeon's cabin slash workspace. Let me double check make sure there's nothing.
Maybe they gave her those bones.
So you see the equivalent of a few healer kits, some basic like antibiotic type herbs and mixtures, and I can find it. A trio of a somewhat like footlocker size wooden box divided into 2 halves. It's about 1 foot wide, 2 feet long, and you guess weighs maybe 3 pounds, give or take, 3 pounds or less.
Oh.
Locked with 2 metal clasps, one decorated with the sun and the other decorated with the moon and a smoking pipe.
Can I make like a history check or something to figure out if this is a like cultural puzzle or something? Because it sounds like it's, or if I could just tell it's just if it's just decoration or not.
You can make an Arcana check.
Oh, again, not counter. Let's see how this goes. Oh, really well actually.
You've heard tell of these before, though you've never actually seen one outside of possibly in the infirmary ward at the Cobalt Soul.
Okay, so it's definitely still medical agreement.
He's called the Ambitious Medic's Met Box.
Only open during certain times of the day, okay. Huh. Cool, I can get like unlimited pipe weed.
Hmm?
Yep, that's my takeaway. Oh, well, that's unfortunate for me. Not the pipe weed, but the fact that it gives an expertise like bonus to medicine, but I already have that.
Alright, while you're looking around the room doing that, going back up to the top deck for a minute. Brian, Matt, anything you guys want to do? The guard has made her way over to the helm and is beginning to orient the ship back towards Saltmarsh.
Alrighty. Oh, this unsupported browser message is really old, really fast.
Let's see. Must I assume he came up to the. Must I assume that he's come up to the top and with little girl in tow.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna go hit the restroom while you're with them.
Kyoki's gonna look. He was like, oh well, look at this. He's brought a little. He's brought a little one up with him. I wasn't aware that they were kidnapping children. I'm glad we did kill most of them.
He's looking around at the mess on the deck, a little scared.
Oh, don't worry. The people whose blood this belonged to are no longer here. Although you are now surrounded by the people who caused it.
Kyoki.
Yes, I forgot. I'm charismatic. Let me see if I can say that in a way that actually makes her feel better.
Persuasion at disadvantage.
Which is good because I believe I have persuasion at advantage.
Not anymore, you don't. Or everyone's favorite paraphrase, that's what you thought your sheet said.
I can appreciate that. I like that. Okay. Stabbing. Really good at stabbing. More stabbing.
Right.
All right, here we go. Persuasion. 6.
I can't use this spell to undo what Kyoki says.
It only works if you're undoing what you said.
Damn.
Well, on the lower one, technically I generate step points either one.
She still looks very wary of you, but she doesn't look like she's about to panic.
Yay! Even better. Combat stunts. Those
Are her
are exploration
horns,
stunts.
her
Initiative
horns
stunts.
are like clearly there, right?
Yeah, the horns are very clearly, obviously there, and she's very clearly, obviously staring at Dylan, but because Dylan's in mark mode, she can't react.
Yeah, Fargo's gonna look at the horns on her, then look back at the horns on Dylan, and then look back at the horns on her, and say, "Holy crap, she's multiplying." He's gonna then he's gonna roll his wheelchair over to the little girl, and then be like, "Hello, sweetie. How old are you?"
She like
Probably.
That's what you.
What was that?
That's what you lead with.
My dear chap, don't be so vulgar.
And they say I'm creepy.
I'm just trying to figure out when our good friend Dylan here started having little ones running about. I guess you would say,
Oh, I like him now. Well, I don't believe that we're in the business of I don't believe that I hope that these pirates weren't in the business of kidnapping and selling off children.
Did we already ask her where she's from and if we can take her home? Hopefully home is not too far from here. Although Dylan is from the capital. But she's also from... sorry. I just realized I don't actually know what Dylan's from. he's going to pause and then, like...
Gant will pinch the bridge of his nose like, oh god. He'll crouch down, he'll squat down to Sarah's ear and kind of whisper conspiratorially, I'm so sorry you have to meet these people. They're nice, but they're weird.
She looks up from trying to count on her fingers and like, oh, they're still better than the other people.
That is undisputed. But yeah, she's
See,
from,
we're better by default.
She says she's from Manon, the underwater sea elf dwellings off the coast. So, which one? That's a bit. That could be a guess here and there, but I figure we can probably help her out one way or another.
Oh, so she's from an underwater kingdom.
Underwater, like as in water, but under.
She walks over to the railing on the side of the ship and points down.
That's gonna be a hard pass from me.
I'm willing to. I'll say that sounds like fun.
Well,
we don't have we don't have many underwater cities in Japan.
Yeah,
You know what?
and I don't have much in the way of legs, so guess I can't really swim.
Well, first off, Kilkit, the heck, what in the God's name is a Japan?
Oh, it's a. I must say, don't worry. It's a. I must say, it's a yokai kingdom thing. You wouldn't understand.
I'm a bard.
Hello, I'm a bard.
It's one of those things that. It's one of those things we don't let. It's one of those things we don't let the outsiders know about. But I must say, it was like you might not have regular legs, but maybe you can get some sea legs on you.
Well, either way, hold on, I'm trying to remember the undercover name. It's...
That helps, it's his roll 20 name.
Oh yeah, Bellingham. Well, we don't exactly have to, go underwater per se. Hypothetically, the people could have overwater settlements to bring people like us in the water. But that is a question for another day.
So just park the boat over top of her home and throw her in.
No, nothing. He'll start swatting Bellhand with his hat. You kill y'all, and I swear. And he'll just start going off and like, half out like bastard elven.
I'm gonna say, Kyoki be like, I'll admit, I've done some terrible things in my life, but throwing children over the side of boats is definitely something I was expecting to do until I was at least 40.
It's where she lives.
Still, I'm gonna say, just because it's where she lives doesn't mean that you throw children at the doorstep. You escort them home properly.
Wait. Yeah, what? All we have to do is keep an eye out. Wait, where'd she go?
Did she leave us already?
Careful with that, Laura. Careful. I just now noticed the chat. I'm like, oh boy.
Remember, we only kill adults. We don't kill children.
We're not killing the child. The child can most certainly swim.
Actually,
Right?
that's a good thing.
You can swim,
Can you?
right?
Yeah.
We are not tossing her regardless. Whatever. We'll wait until next week. Yeah, goodbye, mate.
So we're going to take it home with us then.
That's like, I was swimming when the bad people caught me.
Oh, well, you definitely can't go swimming, because that just means more bad people will catch you.
I thought
yeah,
that Tuna was supposed to be sea elf safe.
I mean, maybe not. I don't know if I get so close the next time, but, all the lights, and I got curious what all the noise was.
Noise? What noise?
They were at a,
Either way.
there was this, wooden thing connecting the boat to the land, and there were lots of people on it moving boxes and stuff.
Do you mean here?
The gangplank.
Well, a little bit here, and a little bit, somewhere further down the land.
Further down.
Yeah, they stopped at many places.
Do you mean a boat?
Always at night.
Well.
Did we find out what other cargo they were transporting?
I saw them load lots of shiny, pointy things.
Oh yeah, plenty of stuff. Weapons,
That's
cargo, stolen merchant guild items. It's a whole hell of a lot.
Interesting.
Either way, though, I think we've all deserved a night's rest.
So, again, that brings me back to my question. So we're going to keep the child for, quote unquote, a few days.
I am suggesting we help her, yes. If she wishes not to stay, that is entirely her decision.
I mean, surely you don't want to stay on the land. You look a bit dry, like you want to get back in the water.
I'm good either way. I'm not a fish.
Oh, I always thought sea elves were a potfish. Shrug. And let's see.
All right, like that, I will cut back downstairs.
Meanwhile, in the galley.
Ooh, the lolly.
He hasn't actually found the galley yet. He found the surgeon quarters. And a really awesome first aid kit that I put in there for him, not realizing he had expertise already.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, it's still nice, but...
Yeah, there's still some nice things to it.
Personalized treasure. Woo!
I appreciate that, thank you. Oh, what's this little side room here?
That is a combination storage area and, looks like some kind of, water cleansing area.
Okay.
For, cleaning wounds or washing off chemicals.
Okay.
Ye olde, chemical shower.
Yeah, it's a place to scroll.
Yeah.
Okay,
Got a bunk over here that looks like it's been slept in recently, so based on your experience with ships, the surgeon may actually sleep in the medical cot when they don't have a patient.
that's what I was wondering. Okay, is there a way to the area over here?
Yes, there is a door right here.
Okay, my stat markers are kind of blocking it.
Yeah, I'm having the same problem. Okay, opening this door.
Barrels!
Yeah, pretty much. What is this? This is the... I was like, this appears to be stores for the galley.
Okay.
Yeah, galley stores. From iron hooks set into the ceiling hang 3 long strings of sausage, a large ham, and a hunk of meat. Against the hull are 3 sacks set against the bulkhead. Beside the door are casks and a ceramic jar. Against the other bulkhead are set large and small casks and another ceramic jar. One of them is open up against the bulkhead, about 3 feet square, and its lower edge is about 3 feet above the deck. You got salted beef, dried beans, etc. It's the galley stores. There's also a door across the way from it.
Okay, I'll keep this in mind for my way back and go through the door across the way. Oh, is there a loaf in here?
In the stores themselves, not that you're seeing.
Okay.
Did they actually do the galley as a separate room?
I think there's some blood right here. Or is that an item? Oh, it's a mug.
It's supposed to be an oil lamp.
Oh.
Okay, ship galley. There's a crude metal stove, which is not lit, leaning against the hull. It has an adjustable metal chimney that can be placed through a vent when open. Next to the stove is an open metal bin containing sticks of wood kindling, and beside that is a large wood table, which is bolted firmly to the deck, crisscrossed with score marks, and it has a large drawer. Hanging from hooks set in the hull above the table are 2 iron frying pans, 2 saucepans, and a skillet. There's also a large cask filled with clear liquid, a wooden cupboard, an upright chair, and a lantern.
Okay.
You also see the remnants of a loaf of bread that had been hacked up, probably make the sandwiches you were talking about earlier.
Excellent. Excellent. Is that an open doorway down here?
There's a curtain there, yes.
What's in here?
Sliding the curtain to the side, you see what appears to be, your best guess, the ship's cook's living space. There's a bunk, some more casks, and what looks like a combination pantry and living area, pantry and closet.
Cool. Is there any personal storage of stuff? Okay, what I would like to do then is I would like to
Make a sandwich?
combine the loaf of bread with a variety of meats, and if they have preserved cheeses, and I would like to make a sandwich suitable for a pint-sized individual.
Make me an investigation check to toss the room for foodstuffs, and then if you have cooking tool proficiency, you can roll that for a sandwich.
Unfortunately, I don't, so I'd have to rely on whatever is associated with that, which I would assume is intelligence, but that's
In this case,
could maybe wisdom. I don't know.
You're not following a specific recipe. You're just kind of winging it. So I'm gonna say wisdom for intuition.
Okay. Given that I am in the store area, would the investigation be at advantage?
Not in this case.
Okay.
Because you're not sure what they have and don't have, so you're having to actually toss the place to find stuff. Doesn't appear to have any cheese on board.
That's fine. It was a doubt considering.
It doesn't necessarily travel well depending on the type of cheese.
Exactly. Okay. In which case, I'll use the tools from my mess kit.
There's plenty of cooking tools in the room. The room itself counts as the equivalent of cooking utensils.
Okay. And what did you determine that the
Wisdom.
crafting wisdom? Okay, cool. Oh. It's not the worst number, but
It's not. You didn't crit fail or anything.
it's about what I tend to roll.
You made a decent sandwich. Might be a little high on the salty meats, but if you're on a boat that's designed for long journeys, finding unsalted meat's going to be a bitch and a half anyway.
Well, that's true. That's true. You know what I'll do? Just for kicks. I would like to use Oracle's insight to just increase that because I want to make a good sandwich. This kid deserves a good sandwich.
I mean, you can only do so much with a sandwich, but by all means. Okay, now it's a damn good sandwich.
Okay.
Shaggy would be proud.
Well, no, I mean, screw these guys for kidnapping a kid. Kid needs a good sandwich. Okay. As I am leaving, I would also like to keep an eye out in case any of the well, no, they own this. It's not like this is a derelict. Never mind. That's just being paranoid. Not sure what the hell. I'll keep my eye out for BS as I'm leaving. I don't know what you need, so I rolled both.
Well, you don't notice any more BS than you already noticed.
Okay. I'll make my way to the top deck.
Okay, you want to use the staircase that you just passed, or do you want to use the one you used to get down here in the first place?
Is it obvious where it goes?
It goes up to the next deck. Other than that, you're not sure where. Sure. If you had to hazard a guess based on your,
it probably goes to the.
As I'm double checking, your passive investigation is high enough. I will give this to you. It probably goes to the the area inside this area because we're gonna get to go upstairs again.
Okay.
Which would probably be where the officer cabins and stuff are.
Yeah. Does this have a downward?
It also goes down. Yes.
I need to check the lower area too. Okay, I will keep the sandwich safe, and check the lower decks.
Well, upside, you don't have to go that far. Going down the stairs pretty quickly. You don't even have to go all the way down the stairs. Shining a light down there reveals that. Keeps rolling. Where the fuck is it? There we go. You can see what lies in the gloom below. This area stretches the full width of the ship, and from what you can see, the full length, for no bulkheads are in view. What must be the bottom of the ship is covered with a thick layer of wet sand, presumably the ballast, and on top of which is an inch or so of green, greasy water. There's a scuttling noise towards the stern that indicates there's possibly some life down here, possibly living off the garbage thrown in occasionally by the lazy crew. Or there's the odd smattering of fresh trash scattered immediately about, that form small islands in the fetid water. You also catch sight of a few crates that seemingly have reasonably sealed crates to protect against the water that have been put down here for additional cargo storage. Near as you can tell, this is probably the bilge of the vessel that has also been hauled into service to haul to carry some of the additional cargo.
Okay.
Judging from the sound you were hearing, maybe a couple rats.
Okay.
Not anything serious. Low headroom, maybe 4 feet.
Okay. Now I'll go to the top deck.
Using which staircase? Just confirm.
I guess this one, just to see if it goes where you think it does.
It takes you over
It's a tarp.
here. which again, based on your reckoning of the ship from the outside when you're fighting on the deck, is probably just off the, is the area underneath this, underneath the helm and everything.
Okay.
See a bunch of doors. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 doors. There was one right in front of you when you came up the stairs. 3 doors over here, and then one and 2 over here.
Officer's galley. I don't know.
Are the doors not? You're just walking through the. You just walked through the green line. Okay.
Green lines for chumps.
So yeah, obviously that first one you just walked into, yeah, was a combination, meeting room, boardroom, dining hall.
My fuchsia hair lets me bypass your restricted movement. And yep, I'm a player, so it should still restrict me. Okay. Let's see. I think there's a door right there.
There's a door here, which would probably take you back to the deck. There's 3 doors to your right, 1 to your left, and 1 in front of you.
Okay. Oh shit. I'm just gonna check, the areas around me.
Well, I have to read off stuff, so pick one.
I mean this one in the corner right here.
In the corner?
Okay, these are just like rooms.
Opening that one. Reveals. There's. Let's say, opening the door, you can see a hook with a dark blue cloak. There's a single bunk, the bed linen heaped in a pile, set against the wall. At its foot is a brass-bound wooden sea chest with its lid sealed. Under the bunk, there you catch the reflection of something metallic. At the center of the room is a plain wooden table which is bolted to the deck, with 2 books, one open, one propped against it. There's a wooden chair propped against next to the table. Hanging from the ceiling over the table is an unlit hooded lantern.
So officer's rooms. I'll check the westward door. Oh, looks like the librarian's room.
You wish.
It could totally be a librarian's room. Windows for reading light. Plenty of spaces for bookshelves.
Okay. This cabin is clean and its furniture in good repair. From your position, you cannot see the bunk, but you can see what appears to be a corner that you can go around. There's in front of you is a writing desk, which has 3 trays on top, as well as an ink pot, 2 quill pens, a small knife, and a pewter container that resembles a pepper pot. Against the desk is set an upright chair. There's 2 chairs in front of it. There's also, beside the desk, a wooden brass-bound chest. There's a padded couch that runs along the far side of the wall that would serve as the back of the ship. Windows that run around the room. There's a large metal couch beneath the box and an unlit lantern hanging from the ceiling.
Oscar.
Behind you appears to be a private latrine.
Oh. Well, of course.
And there's a gray cloak hanging from a peg.
For when you have to read, no matter what business you're doing.
And so you would probably guess this is the captain's cabin based on the size of what you're seeing.
That's what a regular person would see, yes. Okay, I will make my way onto the top deck then, because I think I covered everything.
Walking through the door deposits you here.
Back of the ship takes you everywhere.
Ow.
Yes, hello. Sorry.
Okay.
That girl's got some pitch.
What? Huh?
Okay.
Oi.
Look around. Sierra, I have something here for you.
Sierra on?
No.
No, I didn't say Sierra. I said Sierra.
No, sir.
Sierra. S-I-R.
Oh.
Seriously, there's no shame to you. That's what we're saying, Sarah.
Don't look over at you.
Make you a sandwich. A bit better than the rations from earlier.
Oi!
Run over to claim the sandwich.
Sandwich has left the party. Okay. This boat has everything. It has stores. It has a kitchen. It has a what passes for a surgery.
I've seen what I can do.
There's some really nice rooms, some not so nice rooms. Looks like a meeting room behind this this door here, along with well, I'm sure some may call it the captain's cabin, but looks like it'd be a good place for a study. Aww.
Anybody gonna respond to that?
Oscar.
Nope, it's just David.
Oh, sorry, wasn't doing anything. So, if I could do that.
Oi.
Sorry, what was the last thing said?
Hi.
Found some great things. The ship has food stores, a kitchen, something that claims to be a surgery, a bit of a tiny workshop. Through this door over to the aft of the ship is a meeting room, some nicer rooms to contrast the crappier rooms, and what some may call the captain's cabin. I personally call it a study.
That fancy.
It could be. Could be made that way.
Well, either way, this makes an interesting prize.
So you said make it an interesting what?
An interesting prize. But I suppose that is something that us as a group will have to talk to the council for previous ownership and if anyone truly wants this thing.
I think that calling her a thing is not a.
Does it's Sura, right?
Yep.
Okay. Does what about
You know, my parents call me Surrey. If that's easier.
You okay, David?
That's the same throat issue I've been having.
Post nasal drips a bitch.
Say what?
Post nasal drips a bitch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's like she lets you know she'll respond to
Come on.
Surrey if that's easier to remember.
I think it's just my accent making it hard to say words.
Control
But
color
yes,
back on.
But yeah, that's that. I don't even know if I want to keep the ship or not. But again, that's for the group side, and should the council want to consider that their own profit or not. Either way, let's make back for port. Oh, I'm ready for the night band.
The guard will yell up from the helm, and we'll be back in Salt Marsh in about about 45 minutes to an hour. You finished securing the ship?
From what
Aside from some varmints, I didn't see anything else.
Alright, well. You gonna take the time to rest up, or take stock of, whatever?
Thank you, guys. Thank you,
Come on.
Guysman.
Come on. Come on.
So yeah, you can take a short rest, you can take inventory, up to you. You can come up with a third option, or fourth option even.
Varga will go about taking inventory. You are not going to like this.
Since that's the only place you guys have actually searched.
What's the only place you've searched?
The cargo hold. David stuck his head into a bunch of rooms but didn't actually search them.
Yep.
Wow. Copy paste, apparently thinks it's an editor too.
Excuse me, editor?
I copied, I copied it from the book where it says 50 and 50 became so.
Wow.
And there's the secret hold, which you guys did find. So everything in the cargo hold is marked with the royal seal, indicating it is probably the missing cargo you guys were sent to find in the first place. Everything in the secret cargo hold, beneath the hold, does not have such markings.
Oh, that's interesting.
I believe I did copy this once before.
That's the main hold of the secret hold?
The secret hold is the weapons.
Yeah.
In addition to that, we already wrote down the
Cargo, secret cargo, being my wolf. Secret, 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 secret cargo.
Let's see, there'd be the Durgar Stone Guards. Okay, in addition to that, 2 short swords. We took off the Stone Guards. 2 shields. 2 additional shields, rather. 2 suits of chainmail. Where's the dust goblins? Another. In addition, there's that stuff left on the deck from your fight. So, all told, 50 buckets of silk, 40 casks of brandy, 40 casks of fine wine, 1 crate of mining tools, 10 morning stars, 10 longswords, 10 shields, 20 javelins,
Sorry.
1 lizard shield, 3 short swords, 2 normal shields, 2 suits of chainmail, 1 suit of studded leather, and a light crossbow.
And just to confirm, are all the weapons the stolen cargo?
The weapons are not the stolen cargo, the non-weapons are. In addition to that, you find a rather unusual looking crossbow.
Ooh.
Is it called a gun?
No, you guys know what guns are.
Come on. Stop. Come on. Keep a stepping, kids.
The specific design seems to be a blending of 2 schools of thought and engineering forced into a union. The wooden and sleek simplicity of a human design is saddled under the thicker, finely crafted metal workings of what one typically associates with a dwarf. It appears to be a heavy crossbow with a large mechanical crank attached to the side, and what almost appears to be a sort of pump action priming mechanism on the underside.
Is it any better than my current crossbow?
You will have to identify it in some way.
Anyone got identify weapons?
Given what this is, you could attempt a history check, because it's not magical. At least you don't believe it's magical.
Well, I am not at my computer. I'm currently walking the little ones, in case you didn't hear the barking.
Yeah, we was drowning people out. We heard it.
Let's see.
If
What
somebody would like to
would you
roll
need?
him,
What would you need to roll? What would you need to roll in order to know what it is?
Well, considering he's down in the cargo hold and nobody told me they were going with him, he has to roll a history check. So if somebody wants to roll a 3d6 plus 2, or he can bring it upstairs when he's done doing the inventory and have somebody else look at it.
I'll bring it upstairs.
Okay.
Have my good smart Bart fellow bard look at it. He's better with history stuff.
As I recall, none of you, with the exception of Sierra, are really associated with dwarven stuff.
No, not dwarven.
Come on.
So, yeah, history checks.
Come on.
Anybody who wishes to identify this thing can make a history check.
This one that would have been red with all that stuff. Yeah. Okay. I'll glance at it while I'm cleaning the deck. Damn.
Well,
Making up for all that crap combat.
Anybody else attempting this check, or just Farron?
I'll attempt.
You said it.
Come on.
Yeah.
History check.
1 second. Gimp is being super slow while I'm trying to trace up.
Yes, Gimp does not
Option
like
B
what-
for
what-
figuring. Option B for figuring out how strong it is I just aim it at Kyoki and fire.
Careful, Kyoki's current state, that might kill him. Kyoki's still in the single digits.
Yeah, I'm about to say, assuming that you hit me, that would be.
Come on, kids. Come on.
Kyoki and history. Not the greatest, not the worst.
Pretty sure.
History. This is called a dwarven crank bolter.
Continue to open a certain thing.
A high-powered, non-magical crossbow.
It looks like a rifle. I was right.
This high-powered, non-magical crossbow adds +1 to attack and damage rolls. As a bonus action, you can over-crank the weapon to gain +1d6 piercing damage on your next attack. This effect must be used by the end of the following turn, otherwise the crank will become damaged from tension and it will instill disadvantage on all attacks until repaired.
Basically, it's a kind of crossbow that is designed for both accuracy and power, and it can use that crank thing to make it even more taut. Though, if you leave it alone for too long, it'll lose that tautness for extra power.
Huh. It's very interesting.
It's the dwarven answer to the Republic's high-powered rifle.
It actually reminds me of some of the more complicated, some may even say superior weapons of the Republic.
Oi! Dog!
What they are? Oh.
Come on, Asuka. Did I say oi? Come on.
Jeez, I feel like I'm just kind of playing the opposite of Kyoto right now.
So yeah, that's all the
Come
cargo.
on.
Stop.
Don't you die on me, David.
Thankfully, allergies aren't lethal.
No. Just
Good night, Asuka.
doing all the good
Come on.
work I got.
One crank bolter.
With the
Okay.
roll, do I know if they're particularly rare?
Yes, actually. Your 20 will tell you that this technically qualifies as a rare magic item, even though it's not magical.
I will comment. You know that really should belong in a museum.
It's not ancient or anything.
No.
Come on.
However, if it's
Oi.
rare, it could be put on display.
Asuka, come on. Asuka, come. Come. Brother's not gonna pounce on you. Come on. Come on. There we go. Alrighty. Yeah, but it's rare, which means, yeah, we're not gonna put it on display.
Well, it's not exceedingly rare, so shouldn't be an issue to find another if some sort of display archive really wants one.
I'd say it was found in the smuggler cache, not the cargo that you guys were commissioned to find.
Okay. Website doesn't have the royal seal on it, so
None of the weapons do. If anyone else wants a weapon.
my gear lock is fine. Hmm. Man, if the shield didn't interfere with my movements too much, that'd be kind of nice to have.
Is there anything else you guys would like to do with the travel time?
Clean the top deck so the kid isn't creeped out by the gore.
The rain seems to be taking care of a good chunk of that.
Okay.
So you probably take 5-10 minutes to basically swab the deck, as it were.
Yep. Cool. I'll just spend the time. Was it Siri? Was the alternative one?
Mm-hmm. Surrey.
Surrey.
So she's not opposed to Siri either. If you want to use that.
Well, I mean, it's
James flexible at naming conventions.
I'll just keep an eye on Surrey then, just to
She's been going around giving other people nicknames too, so it's not like
Okay, I'm just trying to make sure that mental states and all that after captivity.
It's like Candyman, Creeper.
Candyman sounds creepy.
Who's Candyman?
Candyman is David.
I blame the hair.
Oh.
Creeper is Kyoki.
Probably thinks my hair is double bubble.
She alternates between Creeper and Stranger Danger.
I like
Fair
how
both.
that glow orb is just following his token around. Is that actually a separate item or a custom?
Yeah, it's a separate
status? Okay. Uh, 1, 2, and 3. Oh, and 4 because of the plus.
Got straight.
Yeah, I got it straight.
Yahtzee. Alright, well, if nobody else is going to do anything during the travel time.
I imagine taking inventory takes a while.
Well, most of it's already been done thanks to the crew manifest, so you're basically just confirming what's already written down. So that probably will take you about 20 minutes.
Well,
Good for the pirates having accurate inventory.
my wounds will just be glowing a little bit with light as I just sit here and regenerate. There we go. That's much better.
And about, again, somewhere in the neighborhood of an hour. You're not entirely sure because the storm makes it hard to gauge time, using nature at least. The Sea Ghost sails into port, into a emptying docking slip where the captain of the guard will meet you.
Okay. So they're not assuming that we have failed and this is them coming. Okay, cool. Because when you said captain of the guard, I was like, oh god, is everyone going to have like crossbows and shit?
Well, the fact that you're sailing in with all lanterns, going, so you look like a normal ship until you helps.
Nah, true.
Because the guard
Yeah,
went around doing that.
Yeah, just to.
Nobody told me they were doing
also-
sending or anything, so I'm having to rely purely on light signals.
That's true.
Yeah, Gannon will be near the bow of the ship, like waving at that, like, hello.
Ahoy!
Like, yeah. Oh, ahoy! Ahoy, Captain.
Seems like the mission was a
believe-
success then.
Indeed, we have a veritable cargo that we wish to deliver to this port. Okay, do we have permission to park here, sir?
Aye, toss me a line and I'll tie you off.
Asuka, if you're going to be obnoxious like that, I will take your toy away.
Say, we don't mind you squeaking. We mind you squeaking right into the mic.
She is on the other side of the room.
Damn. That's a high-powered squeaker.
I think she got the message.
So wait until the ship is ready for port, lower gangplank.
So Ash will
And-
lower the anchor and toss him a line to tie off the. While you do that.
Yeah. Gant would have brought at least one of the rods to show that, yeah, they do have the property down below. Like, here's a sample of our shipment, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Will this be some quality goods for the guild?
He will inspect it for a moment. Good, good. I'll have my men see to unloading and taking stock, and we can reconvene in the morning to deal with your payment and all that. Discuss any findings.
Found some other weapons that weren't accounted for. Assumably they were smuggled in them ourselves, and did also find a person of interest, a young child that they had taken captive.
I see. Well, we can deal with that tomorrow. You out looking after the child, or do I need to make some kind of arrangements? Not sure I can contact at this hour, but we can figure something out if we have to.
Of course. If need be, I'll be looking after the child myself if they seem to at least be agreeable to me. So I'll see what I can do.
All right. I presume you are taking the weapons you found, since that was part of the arrangement. Was anything that was not part of the official cargo we commissioned you to find was yours?
Agreed, sir.
All right.
Yeah, and if you have any local wanted posters, he'll pull out his notebook and hand it over. I took some sketches of some of the more notable members. Unfortunately, we couldn't capture any alive. The captain decided that defeat in debris was better than being captured.
The figures. All right. He'll take the notebook. I'll give you this back in the morning. Verify your story. I'll verify your story with my man, and see to including any bounties in your payment. As agreed.
Thank you kindly. Good night, Captain.
Good night. See, at this point, it would probably be about 2 o'clock in the morning local time. So I presume you guys will head back to the inn and get your long rest in, but
Yep.
people have surprised me before.
Yeah,
Well, I'm exhausted.
Yeah, no, I'm about to say, Kyoki's an old man, needs to get some sleep.
Un momento. Huh. Well, that's the problem when I'm not playing Oliver. I don't have tons of things like that to hand off.
Greg,
Okay.
as you made a sketch, you're trying to make some sketches. Can you make me a art check? I don't know if you're proficient in like painter's tools or anything.
Say one more thing, please.
I was like, I need some kind of artistry check to see how accurate your sketches are. I don't know if you have like painter's tools or something as a proficiency. Otherwise, it would just be a creativity. Let's go with wisdom.
Okay.
If you
one
have
more.
proficiency in any kind of art supplies, you can add the proficiency bonus.
Yeah. One moment. Looking up. Where is it? Where are the other
wizard thing?
bar? Ba. Inspiration. trying to make sure. Where is it? Okay, I'm going to be spending a recovery dice for impromptu talent to add that result. So an extra d6. Where's my d6s? Okay. That's going to be, you said wisdom?
Yes.
Nineteen.
19? Okay, they're decent enough sketches, easily at least equal in quality to what you see on the wanted posters, so they should be easy to match up.
Woo.
Unless anybody has anything weird they want to do overnight, you guys can chalk up a long rest.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see. Suri is with not Beland.
She was sticking with Belend when you get back to the inn. And Theala, who is waiting up for you, will see the child. She will almost insist upon taking her off your hands to get cleaned up and such.
Okay.
She's not going to be a dick about it.
No, that is.
She's being stern, but not a.
Theala is much more, would be much more competent about protecting her than that. Okay.
Well, considering you've already raised one horn. One.
No.
One horned, one four-hooved.
Yeah,
oh, you raised someone with 4 hooves. Huh? That's interesting. Paco's just gonna roll away ever so slowly after that.
Yeah. Farron will look visibly more relaxed with Yala doing that. Okay. In that case, Farron will excuse himself and proceed to do something that I know not many people would actually do. Where is it? There it is. I just want to make sure this doesn't
Kids.
utilize it
Kids.
too much. Okay. What I'm going to do is my room. I am going. I don't think I voiced this before. I just kind of assumed it, but I really need to voice it. I am going to use my thieves' kit to trap my windows and my door.
Okay.
Yeah, there's rules for it right here.
I don't doubt it.
Yep.
Make me a whatever check they tell you to make booby traps with.
Yeah, the total of your just as you can disable them, you can also set them. As part of short range, you can create a trap using items you have on hand. The total of your check becomes the DC for someone else's attempt to discover or disable the trap. It deals damage appropriate to the material used in crafting it, meaning if it's something like poison, it would be poison. Craft it such as a poison or weapon, or damage equal to half your total check, whatever the DM deems appropriate. Given that I'm setting physical traps, I assume it would be a dexterity check?
Yeah. I'll go for that.
Or rather, proficient. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
You want me to roll for each thing,
Wait,
or
why are you
one
setting
to
traps?
just set? It's
One should be enough.
okay. It's what he does. He also traps his tent, so we haven't been camping. Shit. Okay. Can I stunt point this?
Currently, you guys have no stuff points, actually.
No, there's some. I rolled 2 6s.
Oh, no, those stuff points, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
If you can think of one that applies.
Probably the damage amp, just to make the trap section nasty. And I presume the doors to the inn. I mean, we have keys, so we can lock it from our side. I would presume.
Mhm.
So I will make sure it's locked. Just to be clear, this trap won't go off unless someone picks a lock or forces the door
But
open.
yeah, you guys paid for the locking doors.
Okay. Keys. Yep. Aside from some writing, that's all we'll be doing before getting some sleep.
Okay. Anyone else?
Refreshing all my things. Oh, sorry, who's that?
I'm gonna be. So if I heard correctly, Sarah was gonna be taken care of by Celia?
Yeah, Theala's taking her off your hands for you.
Okay. Deeply gratified. Does Can't have to perform for today, considering how long we were gone and all that, or
Yeah, given the hour. You are off the hook. It is 2 o'clock in the morning, local.
repeat that, please?
I say it is 2 o'clock in the morning, local. You are off the hook for performance tonight.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, but before going to bed, Yant will kind of go off to the stables, clean the horses. Oh wait, oh man, we're gonna have to go back and get my cart and horse. Ah, damn it. I'll do that in the morning. And he'll just probably go off somewhere a little bit more secluded and quietly play his music, kind of singing a song of praise and victory to fate and the gods.
Okay.
And then go to sleep.
Yeah, I'll say Kyoki's going straight to sleep to recover as many hit points before he just dies.
Trips on the stairs, takes, a D10 worth of damage.
How'd he die?
Well, guess what?
Make
we
an
had
athletics check.
Well, guess what? It was an hour. He could have taken a short rest. That means he was under the effect of 2 bars of Song of Rest.
Yeah, except nobody told me they take a short rest. I asked like 6 times.
Oh,
Brian!
Hey, look, who's that walking upstairs? I cast Blur. Once a day to cast Blur and go straight to bed.
Blur just makes you harder to hit. You still have to go. You still have to walk.
Blur to bed. Misty step to bed.
Yeah, that's the one you want if you want to teleport.
real quick question. Once we get to the bar, are they still serving?
It is 2 o'clock in the morning, so no.
No.
They must not give a shit about the overnight guards.
Fargo will be a little sad when he gets there and there's no booze. A day of fighting and no drink to wash it all down with. That's a sad day.
Technically, it was an evening of fighting.
Who was that? I'm very confused as to who that was.
Ash.
Ash. Okay.
Yeah, he exists.
I was like saying the fighting didn't start till about midnight.
That explains
Then
my
we've
crap
been
rolls.
fighting.
It's been tired.
Then we've been fighting all day.
It was midnight. It's now 2 o'clock in the morning. We were fighting for about an hour.
The day starts at midnight. Therefore, we've been fighting all day.
But we're only 2 hours into the day.
Yes.
I was
So
2 hours
far
into the day all
we've
day.
fought. Because there's only been 2 hours of the day, and we fought for 45 minutes of it, or however long it was we actually fought. Actually, I think technically less than 5 minutes, but still.
All right.
And then mid-sentence, he falls asleep.
Yeah.
Matt, are you keeping the crossbow?
Yeah.
Okay, I will add it to your journal then.
Gracias. Arigato.
So, morning comes around. Everybody is fully rested.
I know. I sat and watched everyone's HP go back to full.
Yay! I can cast more spells that I wasn't casting in the first place.
I don't know how you can cast spells. Your mana's only 2.
I get 2 spells.
I say in his case, it's not spells, it's not mana, it's how many spells he can cast.
Oh.
I can cast 2 per day.
2 per short rest.
Considering I only really have 4, makes my choices a whole lot easier.
Alrighty. Are we all gathering for breakfast again?
I don't know. Are you?
Well, Fargo will go to breakfast. No one else does.
Well, yeah, I'll do breakfast. After training.
Also, yeah, when I wake up, I'm gonna go do it.
I'm gonna put you on the breakfast map.
The Breakfast Club.
Huh. Fargo will be like, so we've taken out the pirates, and the pirates, I'm sorry, my dog just distracted me. She is throwing something up in the air and catching it. She can't wrap her head around the concept of fetch, but she can definitely wrap her head around, toss it up in the air, and catch it myself. Oscar. Thank you. We fought pirates. What's next? The Underdark.
This again. Listen,
Well then,
if you guys really want to go, I'll go with you. But I'm sure there's other things we can be doing.
It's only 300 miles.
We probably should take the girl back I don't really want to be responsible for a child in the Underdark.
Well,
Isn't that the truth?
think about what sort of amazing things she can probably do. Pretty sure she's relatively talented. Mhm.
Hold on. No. You can't tell me that I'm the bad guy for wanting to throw the CL overboard, and then you're like, oh, let's take a child into the Underdark. No, I will not be the bad guy, and then be told that it's fine to take a child into the Underdark.
Well, at least she'll be safe with us. If we throw her back in the ocean, we'll probably be saving her again next week.
You know, I was gonna be for returning her, but Kyoki does have a point. If her home wasn't good enough to keep her protected to grow up in the first place.
Sometimes people's homelands turn on them.
Yes, they do. And that shouldn't happen to her.
I think a more pressing matter is, well, regardless of what that is, there's going to be a more pressing matter. The fact that the council will want to talk to us on an after action report. Want to hear what we found, who we killed, who we let go, that situation, and of course talk about the girl. And in a much quieter tone, so that only the party can really hear, he will say, and the fact that she knows that she has a better understanding that there's more to this ring than just what we hit. And she doesn't have just an understanding that it's out there, but she probably has a better idea of where they all are. So, that also
Do we
means
have
that
to explain all of that?
no, but one of the council people can probably can wrap that around their head.
And why did we even bother to tell the council that we found a girl on board?
If we hadn't, the guard probably would have.
And it would have been obvious that we have a extra person in tow who probably isn't a halfling.
We could have said we
Exactly.
saved her out of the ocean. There's 100 other ways.
Which, again, I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure the guard that was with us would have refuted.
And plus, they can probably just ask her herself too.
That too.
Guards can be paid off. Asuka, what are you eating? Why
I'm
are
not sure
you
if I'm not sure if we have that kind of hush money, Bill. Besides, we also do kind of need the council's help to kind of get this girl back home, if that's what she wants.
It's true.
They probably have a better knowing of the area, unless we want to try our luck with a local captain.
I'll look over at Ash and it was like, how capable are you underwater?
1 second.
Oh. Given his weird nature, I
Given
imagine
his-
diving would be a very easy thing.
I want to say he has a mod for that, but I got checked.
Oh, he was just
Given how
referring to the idea of armor has
Given-
weight.
Given how pale all of you are, I hardly doubt any of you have spent any time in water.
With thanks to my knowledge and training, I am actually fully proficient in underwater activities, up to 20,000 feet for an hour.
See, that's very interesting.
I'll lean forward
well.
and like
I guess if you go down 20,000 feet, that would explain why you're so bloody pale.
be like
It's certainly a better explanation than the actual reason.
I'll be like looking at him kind of like how even like if there's like a biological like how big are your lungs?
He'll just smirk at you and like thump the helmet in front of him on the table.
Ah, okay, he'll nod.
I'll tell you, monster killers of all.
Technically, any
With
artificer worth their salt could probably pull off a similar trick, but my armor happens to be designed to deal with most environments.
Yeah. Whether it's the fowls of the air, the beasts of the land, or the creatures of the sea.
So, do none of you have access to any of the basic spells for such things, such as water breathing or alter self? I can prepare alter self, but that only works on me.
What was that?
That's like I could use alter self, but that only works on me. You need something like water breathing or alter self to operate underwater.
Or long enough hose.
Or long enough hose, and nothing pokes it.
I'm afraid that my studies at the Cobalt Soul has not gifted me with the ability to breathe underwater yet.
I got the Mariner's armor, but
Hypothetically,
Utility spells, nobody took.
hypothetically,
I don't think I got actually
If-
those actually.
if I got to the bottom of the sea and then cast Liamon's tiny hut, for 8 hours I would have a little 10-foot barrier on the bottom of the sea.
But you couldn't move.
Yeah.
Yeah. What
I'll
about
say
that
Kyoko.
emporium?
I'll say Kyoko. Say, I'm not exactly that adept in my. I'm not exactly that adept in my magic skills just yet. It's still a work in progress. Spent most of my life stabbing people. So.
Oh, you spent most of your life putting holes in them so they can't breathe underwater.
Exactly.
And so they sink.
I spent a lot of my life poking holes in people's plans, particularly their plan of living.
Okay, so none of us are really equipped to go undersea.
hold on. Yeah, like Bard doesn't get access to any of those spells.
Bard doesn't get water breathing?
Nope. Druid, Ranger, Sorcerer, Wizard, Artificer. And they don't get Alter Self either.
What level is water breathing?
Water breathing is third?
Third. Yep. Yep, Alter Self and Water Breathing are not Bard spells.
I guess I'm just used to Bard stealing that one then.
Yep.
Yeah, oh, weird.
So you guys would have to go see about buying a potion or a scroll if you choose to go get
Available
Again,
for
the emporium.
Rogue's Arcane Trickster. Not for Bard.
You could also try asking around town if they have a settlement close by. They might trade with Saltmarsh.
Again, we're talking about her home.
If I presume that's why you're talking about wanting to go underwater.
Yeah. Assumably we could, I would hazard that we can, as Ash said, ask one of the locals if they've ever been to one of the local sea elf civilities. Who knows, maybe they have their own way of going underwater for us land dwellers.
Either way, I'm not exactly one to enjoy a good swim. He pats the chair.
True.
I would definitely need a few modifications. Speaking of modifications, he goes, it's like, I'm going to have to go visit someone to see if I can get this puppy mounted. He pats the new cross.
I'd be afraid of what the recoil would do to you.
Well, engage the locks on the chair, and I would think that'd be good.
Well, yeah, but depending on how bad that recoil is, it could flip his chair over.
I might be able to do something with that.
So he
Oh, you might.
Well, I mean, I'm an artificer, so gadgetry is one of the things I do.
I would definitely. Oh. It's like Fargo. Fargo is like mid sentence. He like pauses, realizing that you're going to need me out of the chair to do that, aren't you?
Well, specifically, I'm guessing you want to replace the one in your leg, right?
Yeah.
So I would need to see your leg.
Oh, okay. I can definitely give you my leg.
Since we are talking about...
Oh, for the record, since Greg knew what this was, knew what they were... Huh.
Should we be concerned with the piratey looking guy over there?
Yo.
I wouldn't think so. I mean, it just looks like any other denizen of this town.
Looks like a pirate.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're in a port town. People are going to look like pirates.
Well,
Nice.
Yeah, the priest looks like a pirate.
I'll reach under the under my coat. Since we are talking about modifications, I was
For the record, since Greg knew what they were, that is a seal. As a point of comparison.
Oh yeah, they look nothing alike.
Ash, I'm wondering if you know any ancient honing techniques that could work on something a bit more modern, and I'll place the collapsed gear lock blade on the table.
Yeah, pick it up, examine it. Go to his infusion list.
Rub some oil on it. Okay, it's better now.
Well, given some time, I could probably put a primitive enchantment on it. Enhance its penetrating ability. Or if you just want something quick and dirty, I could give you a 5-charge enhancement that would allow you to temporarily negate a creature's damage resistance. If you need something immediately.
No, I don't need anything immediately. I was just wondering if it was something within your purview, since I've seen the weapons you use. I know gear locks aren't exactly something that
they're not
you
my
seem
preferred.
to use.
They're not my preferred, but I've known others who do use them. And yeah, give me a little bit of time. I could probably put an enchantment on this.
Okay, thank you.
I assume you want it back for the moment, though.
Yes. I'll take it back to the store under my clothes.
So yeah, it sounds like I've got some projects next time we have downtime. But until then, what are we doing now?
Did the Did the captain of the guard not want to see us again for, as it was put, an after-action report?
He wanted to see us in the morning, yes. Which
Yes,
now,
he did.
when we're done eating, I presume.
I also would. Me and Bell here also have to earn our keep here, and I would. He'll face palm. I would really love to get my cart back. Can't believe I was damn fool and forgot about it. All the way back to Bloody Manor.
If you need someone to help you wrangle it from where you left it, I can go with you.
Yeah, but that's gonna take a whole hour to go out there, and we got things to do. So, my suggestion is me and Belle do a little performance, and I'll keep here for a little. You all enjoy the rest of your meals, take some rest, and after that we head to the captain and see what's up.
Sounds like a plan.
Alex?
If you want to do an early morning performance, I'm not going to stop you.
I felt some inspiration from last night.
Then you lead, my friend.
As he does a metal rendition of something. Pulls a 10-second songs.
No. He does not riff on Anthony.
Like, since I'm done eating, I can go deal with the arms and armor, sell that off, unless you guys want to hang on to some of that.
I have no need of it.
I don't think there was anything I needed. Oh, actually, I did. Before we get started, yeah. Oh yeah. Where did we put all the weapons and armor? I imagine we kept them in one of our rooms.
I'd say there were 8 bundles total, so you guys could have kept them in somebody's room. You could have.
Yeah. Before we sell them off, Gant will suggest we do detect magic on them all, see if there's anything like out of the ordinary, and then identify from there.
Okay. Guys, take a little bit of time to do that. None of it appears to be magical.
Alright then. Unless people want mundane weapons.
I happen to like this mundane weapon.
Well, I figured you told me
Oh,
you
yeah.
were hanging on to that, so I wasn't going to sell that one off. I don't know if the town would be
Yeah,
able to
we
afford
will.
that anyway, if it's as valuable as Farron seemed to think it was.
Read. Oh, by the way, Farron, what the hell was that symbol on the shield I gave you?
Suri was correct. It is a lizard folk crest. Unfortunately, I'm not that familiar with lizard folk, but I might be able to use the heraldry to narrow down a geographical location.
I don't remember seeing any lizard folk on there. Do y'all?
There were 2. I believe.
Oh.
I believe before they were let go, it was mentioned that the Scavor and at least those two lizard folk were trading. Or clients, I believe is the term they used.
Interesting.
Yeah. Why would the Scavor and the lizard folk be trading? And I'd imagine they'd be trading some of that advanced weaponry. I mean, you don't really deal with the Scavor unless you're, well, have a particular purpose or just desperate. Though what I'm wondering is, what would the lizard folks have that this Scavor would want in trade? Food, perhaps. Or safe harbor. Actually, Beland and, I'm sorry, Greg, I forgot the name of your character.
Gant.
Thank you. I knew it started with a G, and I was like, Beland and Gant, had you heard anything during your time here about the marsh and lizard folk?
We have only been in town a couple of days.
Yeah.
Yes, but people in your profession are known to pick up words from just being around.
Sir, are you saying we are spies and gossipers? As Gant tries to remember if he's heard anything particularly about lizard folk and all that. I resemble that remark. Is there anything I need to roll for that, Tris, or
To know what about lizard folk?
to know if Saltmarsh has any? If I remember correctly, the question was if Saltmarsh has had any activity with the lizard folk recently. Was that correct, David?
You can make me a history check.
That's gonna be a 9.
Yeah, you don't know much. Like you're in a semi-aquatic region, so lizard folk are not unheard of, but that's about all you know.
I'll look over to Beland.
Gant will be like, spies and gossipers. That is true. But as Belle said, we've only been here a few days. I've mostly been the foreman. I don't hear what people talk.
How about you, Wheels?
Is that what we're calling them now? Just Wheels?
On mute, that's why you can't hear me. Why don't you not quit your day job and leave the joking to those of us who perform on stage?
Point taken.
And I suppose I can make a quick history check and see if I know anything more than Gant does, but I highly doubt it.
I do find it funny, all these history checks, and the historian can't make the history check.
Oh.
Because it's based off the idea they've been here slightly longer than I have.
Is there anything we can generate stunt points on for this?
You're just making a knowledge check, so no.
Okay, well, 16.
And you are trying to know what?
Something about a lizard folk in this town.
The same question I
Yeah.
posed again.
You haven't heard anything recent about lizard folk in the region. You do know that in the past, like old, ye olde Republic days, ye olde Empire days, decades, possibly a century or two ago, there were a few, lizard folk colonies, scattered about the region, but that was before the Drakengard exile, because a lot of the lizard folk went with them. But lizard folk tend not to interact a lot with other more civilized races. They're a more primitive sort, usually.
Lizard focus, I recall, typically more primitive folk. Definitely not welcome, very much so, in the Empire these days.
Then why the Scavor?
Well, I mean, look. Well, if what Bell said is true, that they're not exactly, quote, civilized folk that the Empire don't like.
Yeah,
As your adage goes, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
To be fair, the Empire themselves are even not fond of all of the civilized folk.
But the Scavor seem to at least in part be using Republic technology, which is not exactly primitive.
No.
Right, those guns that the Durgo were using? Yeah, okay.
That's right. The Scavor uses tech from whatever country they can get their, arms and armor from whoever they can get their hands on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's strictly the lizard folk have it. Don't forget, the Scavor are pretty much gorilla. They'll get their, fight with whatever they want, whatever they can get their hands on. But it could. Sorry, go ahead.
So is it possible, though, that the Republic is arming the Scavor?
I wouldn't go that far, but
I'd like to not think so.
They could. Though, with what I know of history and stories and such, it isn't exactly a impossibility. It is a possibility, but no real evidence. However, to get to Farron's question, why deal with a lizard folk? Well, think of it this way: if you know that someone's if say you have guns, tech, all the normal things in the Republic. If you see someone down the way who is just starting with maybe slings, you're not exactly worried about them. You don't really pay attention to them. They don't cause trouble. So you don't bother looking their way. So basically gives Scavor some ports to go to that they're actually hypothetically friendly towards, instead of, hiding wherever they can.
Yeah, I agree. That'd be the only kind of trade that the Scavor could get from the lizard folk that would make any kind of sense.
That's off the top of my head, though, so who knows?
Yeah,
But
it could just be nothing. I might be overthinking it.
we'll see. Who knows? But yeah, come on, Belle. We got to perform.
Of course.
Did you have any pieces you want to do today?
Not thinking any come to mind right at the moment. Of course, Fargo is going to sort of stroke his chin for a moment. And then be like, if you did want some intel.
Play the victory of the Atorian Knights.
Okay. You want
Matt is having to look something up real fast.
Yeah.
Hold, please.
I can actually do that. Do you want the first symphony or second? Or first movement or second movement?
Second.
Oh, dark. such a good movement too. Starts off all nice and bombastic, then slowly starts getting quieter and more solemn as the eternal duty of the wardens goes on.
Dun.
I'm curious as to what Matt's looking up.
Yeah. He's probably looking up some of his Grinner stuff.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's looking at. Trying to find which song does what. And which song will attract who.
Also, how's the sound, like the background noise from my end?
Currently, it's not not that bad at all. Earlier, it was a little loud. I don't know if it's just where you were standing in relation to your mic or not. We've got a blower type sound that we don't have now.
Yeah, I was on speaker earlier.
Okay, that's probably what that was then.
Yeah, I still haven't put up my mic yet.
But right now, you sound perfect.
Oh, here it is, my entire document for the Golden Grin.
Yes.
Alrighty. I guess we will go with the most common one and attempt to do Zan's coming back. Yeah, Zan's coming back. Just to see if there's any members of the Grin in the area, specifically the Grin of Summer is the ones who are most common to come out when you do that code song, so.
Okay. The two of you can either make me individual performance checks or one at advantage.
Up to you. This is the first time in the past year, though, that I've performed this number, so this would be new to.
Gant. Okay.
Yeah.
He'll. Okay. To kind of show that, I'll base Gant will just play off you. So, hold on. Let me look at my performance.
Yeah, I'll just do
Yeah.
my own. Good night, Brian.
Good night, man. Okay. Between the pair of you, you generate 13 silver.
Alrighty.
While you're performing, Ash will wander off to sell the goods, and he'll try to meet you at the council chamber when he's done, assuming he's finished in time.
Mm-hmm.
Happily.
All right.
Alrighty. Seven silver pieces.
All right.
Did anyone turn up and try to catch Fargo after the set?
He asked if anyone went looking for Fargo after he did his number.
Oh.
No one. At least not in the immediate. Nobody's made contact.
Okay. Cool. Fargo will chuckle and be like, well damn.
But they may be waiting for a more opportune time than right here in the middle of the bar.
That's fair. That's fair. I think that this is the first time this is the first time probably in 2 or 3 years that he's actually attempted contact. So, to another grinner. So, especially since this is the first time I think he's attempted contact since he went underground.
If I recall your timeline, that sounds about right. Okay. So unless there are any complaints, I will move us over to the town hall.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
As before, most of the same players are still present. PM layer. PM layer. PM layer. Okay. As you enter, a lender will look up, reach under the desk, under the table, pulling out a small sack of coin. He will also take a document from Edda and make his way over to you. Well, it's good to see you. You guys did good work. A little too good, actually.
Yes, I was going to apologize for the lack of ideal bounty.
Well, honestly, the sketch work your friend did and the witnessing my man did was enough. Again, a little too much actually. You guys got some pretty decent names in there.
Good.
To the point where you actually can't cover everything in traditional form.
Oh.
Dang.
You had a few
Damn.
in there that were worth a few thousand.
Ooh.
That explains the challenge.
The captain specifically was a pretty big number.
Who was it anyway?
Well, wanted poster has him known as Captain Claw, which is what he introduced himself
was
as
the
before
name?
he blew himself up.
Captain.
Yeah.
What was the captain's name?
Claw. Klaal.
David finds that amusing for completely different reasons.
I say he was 2,500 gold by himself.
Ooh,
So,
he's fun, like.
after some discussions, the council has decided that, obviously we have to meet our debts, so we've decided on a compromise. In this bag, I hold the reward as paid by the Lodge of the Dragon Crest and the Mining Guild for their supplies back, in addition to the agreed upon sum that we discussed for you taking this mission, and a small bonus. So this is 1,200 gold pieces.
Thank you very much.
Based on the value of the prizes you brought back and the bounties, including things we had to turn up ourselves when we tossed the ship. Thank you for leaving traps behind to keep my men on their toes.
You're welcome.
Oops.
The total sum of your reward would come, including this amount, would come to about 15,000 gold pieces. Obviously, we cannot cover that right now. The town's not rolling in gold. So I have the 1,200 that based on the actual agreement, and then in prize value, the council has decided to award you the ship herself. We have already drawn up the deed and charter for you. She is officially licensed. If you choose to sell her off, you have all. This will be all the paperwork required to do so.
Ooh. A boat.
Shit.
Well, that could prove useful.
We even got permission to keep the arms.
Oh, thank you.
So she has several cannon.
Defense
Just
against
to make sure,
pirates.
so that was 1,200 gold pieces, you said?
Which I've already put in the loot crate for you, yes.
Oh, okay. Which is
He
like
is handing you a bag of 1,200 gold pieces and a deed to the ship. You are free to rename her, of course. So, we can make minor alterations to the paperwork as needed.
Of course.
The ship was easily valued at the amount we owed you, so it seemed a fair trade. As part of the registry process, you will need to decide on crew positions, but again, that can be done at your leisure.
Understood.
Mainly, we just need to know who's in command, so we know who to, and who's the quartermaster, so we know who to charge docking fees to and such. We'll happily soak the first month, but after that, you're gonna have to, pay you for your berth.
Oh my
Understand.
good
Or make
God,
alternative
which
arrangements.
of you two let that fart out?
Well, again, we're paying for the first month. If you're still here in a month, you'll have to make you'll have to deal with it. If you're not here in a month, if you leave sooner than a month, then we're out money. It seemed a fair deal.
Oh, guys, look at this. The sea ghost has a condition annuity for being unconscious.
Yeah, 5e boat stat blocks are weird.
I believe this will indeed prove satisfactory. Turning to you, does anyone disagree?
Oh, no, I already have some good thoughts for how the ship can be used.
Hold
Ash?
dibs on being the captain.
Mm,
I've always
I
wanted
don't
to
know.
be the captain of the ship.
I don't think that hat would fit me very well, so I don't mind abdicating.
Yeah,
Again, you can be first mate.
Not sure if I can settle for that, but we'll see.
I'll play you for it.
What of Captain Theala?
Technically, Diallo would probably be a great quartermaster.
It's true.
Technically, you all are lousy captains because none of you know how to drive a boat or navigate a boat.
Oh no, I can nav it. I believe from what you and I discussed before, I should actually be able to.
Yeah,
drive it.
cartographer's tools and navigator's tools are what you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll look really great in the hat.
Yes, but you need a hat. And he'll flick us out. Though for the time being,
Oh yeah,
That's-
Fargo's not
yeah,
the one that has maps. I forget which of my characters had maps.
That might be Thomas.
No, it was one of my newer characters.
Probably the guy in that game that collapsed then.
Yeah. I was very excited about having maps.
Well, that aside, we did turn up some information when we were tossing the captain's quarters. And along that vein, assuming you're interested, we have another job offer for you. This one pays 700 gold. And we can't afford that.
We haven't bankrupted you yet.
You would have if we had to pay you actually in gold versus the ship. Thankfully, the value of the stuff on the ship, was able to cover this next job.
And there's not a chance that we're going to end up knocking out a whole bunch more bounties.
Well, I can't say one way or the other since I don't know entirely what you're walking into.
I say it depends on what this next job is.
See, Matt. There's a part of Fargo that really wants to go, and if we happen to turn in one rogue centaur alive, what would that do to the town?
That wouldn't be a problem because the town doesn't have to pay for the rogue centaur.
Oh, that's fair.
That does remind me, however.
Oh no, I definitely did not mean to remind you of anything.
If you would kindly make me a wisdom save.
Funny.
Why am I making a wisdom save?
I can't tell you.
David thinks he knows.
Oh, this is not going to end well. Where did I put my dice?
I can tell you, all I can say is it's something you probably should have thought of when you wrote your backstory.
And I roll sixes again, right?
Nice try.
Okay.
12.
maybe enough. It's never enough. All to shine 1,000 spotlights.
Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, among the captain's effects, we found a few letters of a suspicious nature. Specifically, some notes in a strange hand, barely literate, requesting further supplies of ironware as per ironware consignments as per agreed upon terms. It was signed with pictographs. And there was also and he'll reach into his cloak and produce another scroll, which he'll gesture to you guys over to the table and unfurl. It appears to be a relatively crude map. Which seems to indicate some sort of rendezvous or some such at this small promontory by the river, about 10 miles from here.
It sounds like then you'd just like us to investigate?
Well, based on what we were told, there was some lizard folk about.
Yes, we found that questionable considering lizard folk, Scavor, everything else.
I'm theorizing, and the council has given me permission to pursue, that the Scavor are, as you said, possibly supplying weapons to the lizard folk. At which point, this would be the closest thing that passes for a ledger. So we would like you to, yes, scout out the site in question, ascertain the type of threat, if there is a threat. And then report back. Purely an information gathering mission.
What if we encounter lizard folk patrols and such? Any particular directives?
You are not required to act with hostile intent. Ideally, we'd prefer if you didn't act with hostile intent. I mean, defend yourself if you have to, of course, but we're not trying to, cause any trouble.
Okay.
As we've said before, this town's not really equipped for such things if it came up.
Looking at the map, would I need to make a navigation or cartography check to see what good route options are available?
Navigation, cartography, survival.
Well, if survival is an option.
Yoki is not going to like this mission.
Oh, I'm sure as a lawful good individual, as he claims, it should be fine.
Okay. You were trying to get what again?
Good route to get to the location that's on the map. Unless the map is crappy and can't provide me with any.
Well, the map itself is crappy. Again, very crude, very hand-drawn, very...
Alright. So yeah, I'll see what I can...
But comparing it to other maps that are around the room, you have a rough idea. As he said, it was about 10 miles southwest. Double check that.
Oh yeah, but that doesn't necessarily determine good pattern.
I'm getting there. Just want to confirm my direction so before I flip over to the map. The sign is 10 miles southwest. Okay. So I will flip over myself and look at the world map for a moment so I can answer that question for you. Southwest. From what you are seeing on that map, overland is a valid option, though it will take you into the marshes. So you would have to deal with that. Given its location near the river, you could also take your ship down there, in which point it would be a much shorter walk.
The lizard folk being coastal / aquatic beings may have a good water watch.
Potentially. Yes, there's some natural cover provided by the marshland, but it's going to be a harder trek because of the terrain.
Is there a route that
So it would probably take you about 7 hours by foot, or vastly less than that by ship.
any that the crew would prefer?
I would prefer the one that does not take us into the marsh. I do not do well in marshy territory.
Well, either way, I think it's worth checking out. Everybody else? Does everybody else want?
Looks around at all the M's over people's heads and goes, "Yeah, I'd go on board."
Alright. Very good. I have been authorized to give you partial payment now then. I can front you 200 now if you need it for supplies, or I can hang on to it for later.
Probably now, just in case. We would like to make sure we're properly supplied for this. That said, you want... question now. Do you know if anyone here, or if anyone ever goes down the trade with the lizard folk?
We didn't even know the lizard folk were here, so I can't say that I know anything anyway.
Fair enough. Thank you. Thank you, Captain.
Yeah, so that's part of what we're asking you to assess is, whether they're hostile.
Mm-hmm. Understood.
In that case, you'll produce another pouch. There's 200 up front, 500 upon completion. My men should be back with your wagon by now. It should be out front.
Oh, thank God.
And we look forward to hearing back from you swiftly.
Thank you kindly. Is there a time limit on this mission that you would like?
Sooner rather than later, but if you need to take a day or so to prepare, we probably can allow for that.
Understood. Just making sure it wasn't too urgent. It is
Urgent, yes, but I feel from what we learned so far, there's at least some degree of flexibility.
Understood. Thank you. And Gant will tip his hat and slowly walk out.
And they will happily dismiss you. The captain will escort you out and then close the door so they can get back to what they were doing. And unless people have anything more they wish to discuss or what have you, I figured this sounded like a good stopping point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it sounds like a good stopping point as well. I wonder about Surrey and our adventure, but aside from that,
Well, that's up to y'all from 2 weeks to decide.
Yeah, that's future our problems.
Yeah.
GM knows the answer. David should know the answer since he's running the next adventure and it tells him.
oh no, yeah, I know, but
And the answer is that we have to keep the child.
I know that's Sierra's vote. She hasn't shut up about it.
Well, I mean, does the child have parents that are missing it? Like,
We will have to ask.
I'm gonna say you really have to take a lot of time to talk to her. I mean, we can do some of that now if you want to go a little longer.
I mean, Fargo probably would ask, like, why she was out by herself and where her parents were and all that fun stuff.
Well, she will tell you that she was out because she was playing and then got curious when she saw all the activity.
Yeah.
Her parents, well, she doesn't really know them. The people who raised her are still back with the Sea Elves.
You don't know your parents.
But no, she's a foundling.
Mm.
Child of surprise. Because the GM surprised you with her.
no, we have to keep her. One just doesn't refuse a gift of surprise.
But is she our gift of surprise? Or was it to the foundlings that found the lane?
So you can discuss this now. You can wait till everybody else is here to possibly discuss it next week.
It probably would be more kosher to have everyone to discuss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that way. Hypothetically, Sierra could be there and Gush as
I was about to say, we'll at least have Brian additional, if not Sierra and Brian.
Yeah,
Maybe just on the forethought that maybe Sarah will show too.
Yeah,
We'll have a full party.
Sarah never shows up for my games.
we
I
need
try not to take it personally.
we need the level-headed, balanced thought process of our lawful good character.
Yes.
Now that's so. Yeah, this means you guys have a day of downtime. It sounds like if you want to take it, which can be used for crafting, threading, shopping, what have you.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing ever turned up then from my playing at one time.
We will find out, won't we?
Oh, okay. That's how you're gonna play that. Oh, okay. We'll find out next week on.
Just like we may find out what the wisdom roll was.
I'm not as excited about that. Not as excited about that.
It's like that Mickey Mouse Clubhouse meme. Hey, what's that for? It's a tool that will help us later.
If Gant wanted to talk to Fargo about the shanty he did, Zan's coming back, Fargo would talk to him about that. Which we could do a thread if he wanted.
Possibly. I'm still
but-
kind of. Yeah.
As they say, if you do any posts before you did a post for Sierra, she probably will cut your nuts off.
I
And
know.
she's a nurse. She's a nurse. She knows where men's nuts are.
Yes, because only someone with a
Yes.
specialized knowledge of a nurse would knows about the testes.
Yeah.
Well,
it's just like-
that also means she knows how to cut them off without killing you.
Okay, whatever. Like, yes, because I've been completely blind to all the thinly veiled scoffs towards me of not finishing the post, because I lost creativity, because I've been moving and been very busy. Yeah. Yeah.
Outsource it. Have Sam write it.
Wait, what? Ah. Well,
Outsource
in
it.
all seriousness, though, Greg is quite right. He has been quite busy.
Not saying shit, well, whatever. Moving on. But yeah, I'm just like, man, right now, I've just got so much to do. I have a desk here that I have no idea how to assemble. I wasn't given a manual when I got it. There are no like stickers that I can see to tell what it is. And even the general description is kind of meh. I'm gonna have
I'm
fun.
happy
with
to
that.
come by and help you assemble a desk. Or
There's a
help in
desk.
any way I can.
I appreciate
I might
it.
bring the puppets.
We will
I'm
see.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, thank you for the game tonight. Thank you, Jess.
Yep. Hope you enjoyed yourselves, even though it was basically just not exploring the ship and then a little bit of discussion of the next step.
Yeah, and apologies, was distracted at the time.
You're fine. You're fine.
It really wasn't a whole lot. That was sort of a weird session, considering.
As yeah, not a lot happened because I was expecting most of the session to be you guys exploring the ship, dealing with the various traps they put on their loot and that kind of stuff. You know, mini dungeon.
Well, actually, I was expecting any traps to spring out on me just through the act of going into rooms and shit.
No, it was the their foot lockers and stuff were what was trapped,
Okay.
and the desk and that kind of stuff. All the stuff you just looked at and went, oh.
Well, yeah, because I was just trying to identify obvious things. If we
And then during the trip back, everybody was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing anything. And I was like, okay.
Sometimes that's how it be.
yeah,
It's like, thankfully the guards are going to search the ship anyway, so all the information that you needed to get to the next adventure will be found anyway. But
well, from the sounds of it, our general discussions of why were the lizard folk even there was like a good indicator.